Good morning to all. Today we are moving on to the next chapter, that is the 15th chapter, and the name of the chapter is The Importance of Air. So we know that we need air to live, right? Air is very, very important to us. So can we see air? No, we cannot see air. Can we feel air? Yes, we can feel air. So air is colorless and it is odorless. Air is all around us. We can feel air, but we cannot see air. So the earth, it is surrounded by a layer of air which is called as atmosphere. So what is atmosphere? The layer of air that surrounds the earth is called atmosphere. So as we move upwards, what happens? The air, it gradually becomes thinner and thinner. So that is why on high mountain there is less air and therefore less oxygen, and people who climb mountains, they always carry an oxygen cylinder with them, because as we move upwards, the air gradually becomes thinner and thinner. So the layer of air that surrounds the earth, what do we call? We call it as the atmosphere. Now let's see the composition of air. The air is made up of several gases. It is made of nitrogen, oxygen, it contains water vapor, other gases, dust, smoke, etc. You can see air is composed of 78% of nitrogen, 21% oxygen, and 1% of carbon dioxide, other gases and water vapor. So air is a mixture of different gases, or we can say it is made up of several gases. The next is that in the upper region of the atmosphere, there is a layer of ozone gas which surrounds the earth. And ozone, it is a form of oxygen. And this ozone layer, it protects the ultraviolet radiation of the sun from entering the earth atmosphere. So the air around us, it contains many harmful substances, or it contains harmful gases. The harmful substances that are produced by automobiles and smoke from industries. So these man-made substances, it can spoil the air, and all these substances that spoil the air, we call it as air pollutants. So these substances, these harmful substances that pollute the air, it is called as pollutants. So the pollutants or the polluted air, it not only harms animals, it affects all living things. So let it be plants, animals, human beings, they all are affected by the polluted air. The next is about nitrogen. The air is composed of 78% of nitrogen, and nitrogen is a component of protein, that is, which are body building proteins. So the plants nor animals, they cannot directly take the nitrogen from the air. So certain bacteria, they combine nitrogen and oxygen from the air and they make nitrate. So the plants nor animals, they cannot directly take the nitrogen from the air. Certain soil bacteria, they combine the nitrogen and oxygen from the air and they make nitrate. So the plants absorb nitrate from the soil along with the water, and it is used to make proteins. So the natural process that uses the atmospheric nitrogen to form a nitrogen-rich substance that plants can use, we call it as the nitrogen fixation. So what is nitrogen fixation? It is a natural process that use atmospheric nitrogen here, where the soil bacteria, they convert the oxygen and nitrogen from the air and they make nitrate. The next is oxygen. So the air is composed of 21% of oxygen. So we all breathe in oxygen, right? So all living things need oxygen to live. Let it be plants, animals, human beings. All living things need oxygen to live. Then what about plants? How do they take in oxygen? They take in oxygen through the tiny pores that is present in the leaves, that is called as the stomata. Then what about animals? Animals such as frogs, lizards, birds, mammals. So how do they breathe? They breathe through their lungs. That is, they breathe directly from the atmosphere. They take in air directly from the atmosphere. And what about fish? How do they breathe? So they breathe in oxygen which is dissolved in water, and they take in oxygen that is dissolved in water through their gills. So they breathe through their gills. Then what about whales, dolphins? How do they breathe? They also take in air directly from the atmosphere. That is, these animals have lungs. So our body needs energy. And where do we get this energy from? So body needs energy which is obtained by breaking down sugar with the help of oxygen. And the sugar, it comes from the food. So the process of breathing air, absorbing oxygen from it, and using oxygen to release energy from sugar, we call it as the respiration. And oxygen is also used to burn things. So that is about the another gas, that is oxygen. So in this class, we discussed about atmosphere. That is the layer of air that surrounds the earth is called as the atmosphere. The air is a mixture of several gases, and in that we discussed about nitrogen and oxygen. In the next class, we'll discuss the rest of the topic. Till then, thank you.